Hey guys, as most of you probably know, on Roblox there are constantly games that are blowing up. And one trend that's rapidly been taking over Roblox this past month is the steal trend. The original steal game was called Steal a Character, and after that came Steal a Brainrot, and then a wave of other games like Steal a Car, Steal a Labubu, and even more recent ones like Steal a Fish. The main idea for these steal games is buying items off a conveyor where they'll go to your base and make you money. You could also infiltrate other players' bases and steal their items, but they have tools such as bats or slap items that they could use to get their stuff back. So the reason I chose this trend was not only because it was becoming very popular, but because I thought it would be super easy to make and it would be really fun for other players. Also, I have the power of AI, but instead of using ChatGPT, which is garbage at making Roblox games, I used Claude AI because I've done a lot of AI coding and I found out that it's the best. But I used it on a website called Marina because on the default Claude website, you have to pay a lot of money for a little bit of extra use. And Marina has unlimited use. So now that I had the tools and the general game idea, I needed to figure out a theme. So I was recently introduced to FE Weapon Kit, which is a free Roblox FPS system with tons of gun customization options like laser guns, explosives, homing guns, and so much more. I thought an awesome idea would be making guns spawn where the player could buy or steal those guns, and when the guns are successfully obtained, then they get unlocked in the player's inventory. I made 7 different rarities, which were common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, mythic, godly, and an additional rebirth rarity, which I'll explain later. The rarer the weapon is, the more powerful and expensive it is. I also set up billboard GUI above the guns which shows their name, rarity, price, and money rate. Now, after setting all of this up, I made it so players could buy the guns and then it would move to their base and make them money in the money collection parts. Also, other players are able to steal guns from players' bases, and if they get eliminated with one of the weapons, then the gun will be returned to the player's base. Also, I added a slap tool where players could use it on other players, and then the weapon will also return to the base it was stolen from. At this point, I thought all I had to do was build a map and then monetize the game, but then Steel Brainrot decided to add mutations, where Brainrots could spawn as gold and get a little boost, or diamond and get an even bigger boost, and then other Steel games decided to follow suit. So I decided I should too, because it would add more variety and just give me a bunch more weapons. So I made shiny and dark matter guns with corresponding effects. Shiny guns have a 10% chance of spawning and have a 2 times multiplier. They also do 10% more damage. Dark matter guns have a 2% chance of spawning, have a 5 times multiplier, and do 25% more damage. I also had AI apply the effects to all the guns, so I didn't have to manually create shiny and dark matter versions of weapons. And as you could see, the effects are like this, where it just is shiny and dark matter weapons have some sparkle effects, and they're slowly changing colors. So after that, I set up the guns inventory. I made this menu where the guns line up by rarity from common to godly. Also on the left, I added the different evolution sections to separate the guns. I added these cool unlock notifications on the bottom right, which work for regular guns, shiny guns, and dark matter guns. I also added a custom toolbar for all the weapons that displays their evolution as the background, just like what the inventory does. Now I need a map for my game, so I'm going to ask my friend to do it for me. Yo, bro, could you help me make a map for my Roblox game? What? So, wait, bro, come on. Please pick up, please pick up, please pick up. Come on, man, come on, pick up. Come on, bro. Oh. Guess I gotta do it myself. This is the map I made, complete with sound effects, since my so-called friend decided not to help me. It did turn out pretty good though, and I added signs above the bases, a global money leaderboard, a global steal leaderboard, some timers for guaranteed spawning, and I added a lock system where you could enter your base but other players can't. I also did update the collection system to have these cool particles because I wanted it to be satisfying. After this, I set up the rebirth system. When players get enough money, they could rebirth and receive an additional 15 seconds to their base lock time, an extra 25 health, a starting cash bonus, and an extra 1 times multiplier. You do lose all your guns and money, but every other rebirth you get a permanent gun which goes in these rebirth money zones. It also makes the same amount as your best gun. So with this dark matter slingshot here, my rebirth gun is making 50 billion a second. Also, a little tip is that the gun you get for Rebirth 10, which is the final Rebirth, is probably the best gun in the game. And here it is in action. It's a homing explosive gun with knockback, so it's the ultimate troll machine. I also decided that I wanted to add a new evolution, but I wanted to make it an event. So every 30 minutes a Twilight event starts. When it starts, the sky changes to a nice green color and the music switches to something more calm. I also added a 2x luck boost while the event is active. The event lasts 5 minutes, and during the event there is a 25% chance of a weapon spawning as Twilight. These weapons give a 10 times multiplier and do 40% more damage. The last thing I did was set up this shop menu. At the top I have this server luck boost which goes all the way up to a 16 times boost. Below it I have these 3 game passes. The first is a 2x money boost which doubles your money games. The second is an instant buy and steal game pass which lets you buy and steal guns with no hold duration. The third is a VIP game pass which gives you 1.5 times health, speed, and money gains. Below this are the boosts. There's a 2x speed boost so you could run around the map super fast, 2x health so it's harder for you to get eliminated with weapons, and invincibility, because who doesn't want to be... At the bottom I just added some money bundles for players to get some extra cash. I did add gifting so you could gift other players anything in the shop menu. I also made it so players can unlock people's bases and put them on a 5-second cooldown for 39 Robux. So the game is published and public now. My friend Kessid, who friended me over Discord after watching one of my other videos, helped me make these sick thumbnails and icon for the game. The game took me around 20 days and I did a lot of bug fixing and added some little details the next few days after I published the game. The game barely gets players as of right now because I didn't have enough Robux to advertise it and it hasn't hit the algorithm. But the game is linked in the description of the video for you all to play it. If you guys notice any errors with the game, especially data saving errors where you guys lose your data when you rejoin, then please let me know in the comments section or join the Roblox group attached to the game and tell me there. Also, if you guys think anything needs to be balanced or changed, let me know. As a side note, for those of you that have watched my other videos, I'm taking a little break from the main game to focus on this, but I'll likely continue to work on the main game. Also, I will make you guys tutorials, but I'm going to make them for FE Weapon Kit because I feel like it's a much better system than the FPS template, and I could help you make the continuous beam gun and rocket launcher and other stuff. So let me know in the comments what weapon-based stuff you want and I'll make it. Thanks everyone for watching, hope you all enjoy the game, and I'll see you next time. Peace.